As we look at Cincinnati 10 years later, you know Cincinnati has its share of issues. Sure, there's crime, the development sometimes seems glacial.
But if you've ever gotten the perspective of someone who isn't from here, you might find the complaints you have tempered with their outlook on our area. Tanya O'Rourke reports.
The heat is almost like 10 months out of the year.
Linda Getz grew up in Phoenix, but now lives in Liberty Township, where she's a firefighter, EMT, and mother of 2.
I want to go to Finley Market.
Peyton Haley grew up in Chicago. She now lives in East Walnut Hills and is in her first year as a school teacher. Neither are from here, but both share at least one thing in common.
I love living in Cincinnati.
We love it. It has everything that our family could ever want.
Ask them and they'll rattle off a list of things they love about our area.
There's the 4 seasons, there's schools.
The people are really nice. It's really affordable.
The arts.
There's a lot less traffic.
Professional sports.
I can't afford to go to Cubs games. They're hundreds of dollars, but going to Reds games I could do often.
Everything but a sandy beach. I mean, everything you could ever want.
You went to Boston?
Yeah.
You came home?
Yeah.
Former Cincinnati Vice Mayor and some would say a Cincinnati cheerleader, Jim Tarbell couldn't agree more. He lives downtown and feels any negativity from Cincinnatians about Cincinnati is a little unfair.
Are we hard on ourselves?
Well, I think some of us are. Most of the criticism I see comes from folks that are attached to shopping centers. They're not part of a neighborhood business district, a civic center, if you will, a community center, which you don't really hear much of that criticism coming from here or from Pleasant Ridge or from Hyde Park or from Clifton, Ludlow, or Northside, where things are happening. And people feel a sense of place there, and they feel like they're part of a growing community. Those folks are not negative.
In fact, Tarbell would tell you there's plenty to be positive about. The development of the banks, a casino coming soon, and the redevelopment of parts of Over the Rhine.
The School for Creative and Performing Arts, new music hall, new Washington Park, 200 units of housing, 300-car parking garage underneath Washington Park. There's $500 million worth of improvements going on just in that block. Last weekend, up to 12th and Vine, and all the new bar restaurants there and the galleries, and I mean, you could hardly walk on Friday and Saturday night. And it wasn't wading through uniformed officers, it was wading through people that were having fun.
Peyton likes the lack of traffic on the highways and the relatively low cost of living, and thinks maybe Cincinnatians just don't appreciate what they have.
Yeah, I don't think they really know until you go somewhere else, like what they have. Because I think I appreciate it more just coming from a bigger city.
Linda likes the big, small town feel, and even though she lives outside 275, she brings her kids downtown all the time.
Get out on the ice rink in the winter, or go experience a new place to eat, or ride a carriage ride.
People who are not from here seem to think it's a pretty cool town. But people who are from here, what do they generally think?
We have to do a better job of getting our word out about the good things that are happening here and not be so smug. We're a little smug sometimes. Maybe that's part of the old...
What do you mean by that?
Maybe some part of the old Germanic culture that has been in Cincinnati forever, that, we know we have it, we don't really need to talk about it.
Whatever brings people to our area, maybe, on occasion, it's important for us hometowners to see their perspective of our city.
My parents want me to go home to Chicago, but I'm really liking Cincinnati, so I wouldn't mind staying here for a long term.
We think it's great.
Tanya O'Rourke, 9 News.
And we'd like to hear your opinion, so join the conversation online.
Go to WCPO.com/10 years later and click on Share Your Story. You can also share your opinions on Facebook, WCPO 10 Years Later, or Twitter by using hashtag 10 Years Later.